Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky15, where I'll be giving you my each way Lucky15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing, as usual here on the channel. If you're brand new to Lucky Loaders 15, I'm looking to be a horse racing journalist one day, and this is why I created the channel, because I'm going back to university in September to study a master's degree in sports broadcasting journalism, and that's the main reason why I created the channel, so I can get used to uploading content every day, also as well gain confidence in presenting to you guys on camera, also as well sharing with you my knowledge and love and passion of horse racing, and it's just a bit of fun at the end of the day, and I enjoy what we do. Sometimes we have our good days, we have our bad days. Many of you loyal followers have probably heard me say this many times before, but I just wanted to let the new guys out there know, because we've had a lot of new subscribers recently. Also as well, if you're not aware, we have uploaded a new approach to the channel. We uploaded a new video today as part of a new kind of series where I give my opinions and views on a topic or subject in horse racing at the moment, and we uploaded it earlier this afternoon. We've already had a fair views on that, but we haven't really had many comments yet, so please comment on that. The debate I selected there is who is currently the best jockey. Is it Ryan Moore or Frankie Dettori? And also we looked at maybe some of the up and coming stars who could maybe take their place one day, but that's on that vlog if you want to go and have a look at it, if you go back to my previous videos, so go and watch that one if you're interested there. But we're going to be just doing our usual each way Lucky 15 selections in a minute, but I'm just going to run through on how today's selections ran. It wasn't the bad day in the end. It wasn't the worst day we've ever had, and it certainly wasn't the best, but we had a win in that, which was Pursuing Steed, I should say, rather, which ran a fantastic race at Leicester to win there. It absolutely blew the star, and Charlie Bennett, what a ride on him to really reel in the rest of the field. I think at one point he was a couple of lengths down as a back marker, but he got transferred to the outside early on, and he really ran down all the horses and managed to poke his head in front, and at the end wasn't a bad value in our nap there at 3-1. I suppose a few of you were probably sweating if you backed him today, but it was a great ride by Charlie Bennett. The other horse that ran okay for us and placed was Love Oasis, which was always in the race, but I think it was actually the outsider in that race won in the end. I think it might have been something like 12 or 16-1, but Love Oasis was always there, but it was always in the front too, but it was never probably just going to catch the winner. Just didn't have that quite turn of foot compared to the other horses. It was just prominent all the way out, and that's how it's ran its other races, so that's quite annoying there, especially if you're an owner of that horse as well, because the handicapper will probably put that up a couple of pounds. So yeah, it wasn't a bad day. We had our skin over in Ireland, and that wasn't the greatest race at Naas. It ran okay and it looked not too bad at one point, but faded away, and then our other horse, Oxford Don, completely made a terrible start and was always up against it. And if you look at it, yeah, I know you're going to say it was 42 lengths behind, but the jockey really given up by about 4 or 5 furlongs on that horse, and it definitely wasn't going to be its day, especially after losing a lot of ground at the beginning. So that wasn't a great selection there, but all in all, a few of our selections ran creditably today, and we're going to hopefully bounce back tomorrow with some horses. And I've selected a fair few tomorrow. There was quite a lot of good horse racing on, if I'm honest, tomorrow, and it was quite hard to actually select a few. There was a few that I fancied for tomorrow, because we're getting up to the big meeting at Ascot with the King George and Queen Elizabeth stakes, where Highland Reel and Enable will go head to head. That will be a very interesting race, which we will discuss a little bit more nearer the time, giving you my selection on that race. But we're going to be getting stuck into tomorrow's horse racing action, and our first race that we're going to cover tomorrow on our each way Lucky 15 starts at Sandown in the 305, and the horse that we've gone for here is a horse called Billesdon Brook. Now this horse, Billesdon Brook, is trained by Richard Hannon, and one of his jockeys that he tends to use, Sean Levy, is aboard this horse tomorrow. Now this horse arrives here in reasonably good form. It absolutely bolted up last time, winning a maiden at Kempton by about 7 lengths, and that was a very nice race that day. But prior to that, it had been running not too badly, and just got found out by 1 or 2 nice fillies on the day. One of those was a horse called Nialetti, which has gone on to run in some good company and only just been beaten, and that horse has been competing in some really good type of races. Also as well, Richard Hannon's horses tend to improve for the run, and this horse has only ran about 4 or 5 races, and so it's still improving as a young horse. And I think a 5-1 tomorrow, this horse was definitely a really good shout. It's got a bit of competition, you could argue, with the main rival probably coming from the Mark Johnson stable, which did win the race 2 years ago. But I thought Billesdon Brook could definitely take another good step and possibly improve on that performance tomorrow. And I was thinking, if you were looking at the value in the race of a horse that should be there bang in the mix, I thought 5-1 for my nap tomorrow was not a bad selection, and that's going to be my first selection on our Each Way Lucky 15 here tomorrow. So that's Billesdon Brook in the 305 at Sandown. Our next selection then sees us go to the evening action, where there's quite a fair good amount of evening action going on tomorrow. We go over to Ireland tomorrow in the 6:55 at Leopardstown, and this is again a tough race full of a few Aidan O'Brien runners. We've gone for one of them, but not the favourite as you might think, with a horse which is the current market favourite is Happily, but the horse that we've backed for tomorrow that I thought could maybe overturn and win against Happily is a horse called Easter Lily of Aidan O'Brien's. Going to be ridden tomorrow by one of his many riders, which is his son, Donnacha O'Brien, and he's been in very good form of late, riding a lot of wins. Shame he didn't ride a win on Askin today for us, but this horse ran really well. It's run 2 runs in its career so far, which have been both over the course and distance at Leopardstown, and Leopardstown isn't always the easiest track to take to, and it won really nicely last time over the course and distance. It's by Galileo, it's got a very good pedigree, and I thought this horse at 3-1 tomorrow, in my opinion, should be the Ballydoyle first string. Happily is currently the favourite, like we mentioned, but I thought an 11-8, that might be a little bit short, considering even though it won nicely last time, it wasn't that impressive compared to a few other horses, and I thought that was a little bit of a short price for me, and I thought Easter Lily at 3-1 might be slightly better value, considering it won really well and it's got a good record at this track, obviously with it only ever racing at this track, and I thought that factor definitely persuaded me tomorrow to back Easter Lily. But let us know if you disagree on my selection in that race, if you maybe prefer Happily or any other horses running tomorrow in that race. I was nearly tempted by the Johnny Murta horse, but seeing what it's beaten recently, they weren't the greatest horses around, so that did just dissuade me with that one, and that's why I've gone for Easter Lily in this race, because I thought that was actually quite a good bet there, but probably be proved wrong tomorrow and Happily will win. But our third selection tomorrow in our Each Way Lucky 15 sees us go to Newbury in the 7:05 with a horse called Pilgrims Treasure, one of a few Godolphin runners here, trained by Charlie Appleby. One of their main jockeys, William Buick, takes the ride. 7-2 bookmakers at the moment. Ran creditably on handicap debut last time out when it just got beaten by about half a length at Newbury on the course and distance, and that was not a bad performance there. Prior to that, it won a maiden at Carlisle over soft ground, and that again, the soft ground factor could definitely play to its advantage. I know when they had racing at Newbury at the weekend on Saturday, it wasn't particularly good ground, and they've had a lot of rain since. Not sure quite what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. There could be the odd shower or so around, but it's probably not going to dry out a lot, and definitely the ground could definitely help this horse's credentials tomorrow. And I thought 7-2, that was quite a good price to be getting stuck into there, especially with this horse showing that it's got a lot of scope for improvement. So that's going to be our third selection there tomorrow, Pilgrim's Treasure in the 7:05 at Newbury. Our last selection tomorrow sees us stay at Newbury actually, and is our long shot in the vlog tomorrow, currently 7-1 bookmakers at the moment, and I was really surprised at the price of this horse. It's a horse called Peace and Charming, or Peace Dreamer I should say, Peace Dreamer, trained by Robert Cowell, who's a very good trainer over the shorter distances on the sprints. This horse is going to be ridden by champion jockey Jim Crowley tomorrow, and I thought at 7-1 it was a great price for this horse. I thought a mark of 75 was quite open in easy mark for this horse, but I'll probably be proved wrong tomorrow. But this horse last time out won a good maiden at Redcar, and the horse that finished second in that race, which finished second actually by about 6 or 7 lengths, has actually gone on to win in handicap company, and I think it's got a mark in the late 60s, which tends to suggest that this horse definitely ran a very good race last time out at Redcar. Now you could argue that that race could be pretty weak, but I thought Robert Cow is definitely good at these kind of races in the handicap for young sprinters. Jim Crowley's been in very good form of late. I believe he rode a double today at Sandown, and he might have had a winner where else he was riding as well. I think it might have been Lingfield he was riding earlier. So he's been in good form of late. And this horse, I thought tomorrow could run a very good race at the price, and I thought 7-1 could definitely make at least a frame in this kind of race tomorrow. So that's going to be our last selection there, and be our long shot for tomorrow. But anyway, if you've got any red hot tips for tomorrow and you think you can do better than me, let me know in the comments box below. Also as well, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel here, because I've got some big plans for the channel which will be coming out hopefully over the next couple of months. So the more subscribers and the more support I can get, the more likely we can make those things happen. So please do so if you haven't done already. Also as well, you can follow us on Twitter at LuckyLoaders15, also the same name on Facebook. Also as well, please gamble responsibly. I don't want you gambling too much money on my selections and losing all your money, so gamble within your means. So yeah, hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a few more places and winners tomorrow, even though we have been in not too bad form of late. It'd be nice to just get maybe a treble up, or even all 4 winners tomorrow would be the best thing, but I would settle for a treble. But hopefully all our selections will run not too badly tomorrow. So you've been watching Lucky Loaders 15. Subscribe to the channel, like the video for more horse racing daily content, and we'll be seeing you soon.